Good day, everyone. All right, I'll get this link shared out. We're going to dive into some charts. Pretty much everything you touch is printing right now. It's a pretty straightforward to trade. What a massive week last week. And I have a feeling this is going to be a big one too. Okay, we'll give everyone a few minutes to get in here. Good day, everyone. Singing some big printers from last week. A lot of these were shared on the live stream. My last live stream, if you go back and watch it, you'll find this exact CAS setup. And me talking about XRP. What a wild move. But not particularly surprising, given how bullish this market structure was coming into resistance, and quite easy to trade into this ascending structure. I think I signed off on the weekend saying, hey, if any members in the Discord were looking for a long position into a potential breakout idea, and I want to actually analyze this a little bit post-breakout and some of this local price action as well. But if anyone was looking for one, I shared so many ideas in here and just marking out all of the relevant bullish structure that all held, and even adding the idea to add right here, right before the impulse into this trend line again. But if, you know, these trades printing 20R, 60R, I said if you didn't find the long position after all of that, literally spamming ideas for getting long into XRP, then it's not my fault. I did what I could. So I want to talk about some things here that are really important, because who the fuck cares what setup site post if you can't take a trade, you can't hold a trade, can't cut a trade. You know, it's really irrelevant what I say or do if you don't have some of the skills you need to execute some of these trades. These aren't my final targets, by the way. I'm just pulling them to here to show the ratio of risk and reward on these trades. I'd like to hold these much higher. And I even gave updates for why I wasn't going to take profits at first resistance around 94 cents, because everything just looks so bullish, and I almost regret taking the weekend off, because even this just so easy to trade, so easy to add into this over the weekend. Perfect retest. Look at this breakout. Perfect retest of the previous high. Just the cleanest price action. This is way too major high here. That's what's marked out here. We break, have an impulse through it, retest, sweep some minor lows. I also scalped some more ads into that. I was scalping in here. Eventually I had to go to bed. But anyways, just adding with the first position being much lower. And so we're going to talk about a bunch of alts here. We're going to talk about the kinds of setups that I'd be looking for and how I would trade them. Really, you need to learn how to manage your risk. I'm in setups from way down here. But I wanted to demonstrate how you can, even though you feel like it's too late in the move, and this is going to be a theme, there's incredible setups, even here, 20R, 60R, even some of this bullish market structure that may or may not hold. But this got quite bullish here. So anyways, hopefully we're going to go over some things that are going to be super important for you guys to identify because you're going to find this everywhere in trending markets. And so maybe understanding how you might trade around some of these structures will be helpful. Okay, so we're going to start this off in the Discord, and I am going to run through all of these setups really quickly. You know, I probably won't do this rant because it's kind of, in some ways it doesn't really matter. It's not really fair, I guess. But I have a lot of members in my Discord. I mean, there's probably close to 400 people who have been here for over a year. I have probably some of the, I don't really understand the dynamics of my community because I get such overwhelmingly positive testimonies in the testimonial channels, my DMs, but I get almost zero interaction from almost 1,000 members on my X, which is kind of funny. Just, it doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter if you're pico bottoming 400% moves, just like, but they're active in the Discord, generally speaking, although not as active as they should be. But the reason I want to talk about this a little bit is because I want to talk about apathy. I don't know if this is reflective of apathy. If you had told me, you know, what to expect if you have, if you're printing trades like this, and we're going to go through them, and so this is just gonna, this concept's going to apply to non-members as well. And this might not be a good analysis, but I kind of scratch my head here and think, you know, why is it that there's like a small, there's always like 5% of people or 10% of people who you see putting in any effort, right? Like you have people posting just really workhorses. I mean, they're in here going through all the educational content, sharing ideas, just printing. I'm getting DMs from people, you know, going from unprofitable to 10xing their trading accounts in 3 or 4 months. I just got a really beautiful testimony here. I posted it in the members testimonial channel. This was just in the chat room here. I reposted it in the members testimonial channel in the public Discord if you want to go read it. But and on the flip side, I've had people who have been members for a year. I've never heard a word from them. And then all of a sudden they'll DM me and say, hey, I never talk, whatever. I just want to let you know you've changed my life. I've become consistently profitable. I've, you know, 7x my trading account. I'm trading completely independently. I'm moving on. Thank you for everything. See you later. And I guess that's good, but I shouldn't judge that I don't hear from people that they're apathetic, right? Some people are just kind of quiet. But yeah, if you'd told me what the vibe would be with some of this printing, I would have thought it would be a little different. So anyways, let's dive into this. This is the alt charts updates, okay? And this is 18 days ago. And I'm just gonna show you, I'm gonna skim through, not really skipping anything. I think there's gonna be some losers, some missed trades, some winners. Just skip through some of the trades in here. First trade, looking for this on Moodang, right? Down to 14 cents, come take this low into the GP, take a boom, take a nice little setup there. Where was that on the chart? That was right here, before a 400% straight up rally. Ooh, pretty nice. Pico bottom that. I had this cast set up. We're going to talk about cast. We're going to see this on the chart. Front run, but I got into a cast on a retracement. We're going to talk about that. Talked about in the last live stream. Also, I said I found this cast set up on an old chart, probably a live stream request at the time. Here's me, pico bottom, not really pico bottom, but at 50 cents saying, hey, I'm taking a long here on XRP. This is that first swing long I showed you on the chart, okay? So we're gonna flip over to the chart really quick just to get some context. And this is what I want you guys to understand. There's gonna be people here who are already fucking pissed off. They're gonna say, I'm here for signals. I want setups. I don't want to see the trades you've already taken that have won. But we're gonna be looking at concepts that we're gonna keep applying to the charts. I'm gonna show all of the trades. And we're going to be looking for similar structures because I'm not guessing I'm not just saying, you know, I think this could go up, I'm going to buy it. I think this could go down, I'm going to short it. I'm just trading structures, structural ideas that I'm always trading. Some trades work, some trades don't. And so, you know, when I'm talking about something like this trade on XRP as a 60R trade running up into this high, that means I risk 1%, I make 60%. I risk 2%, I make 120%. If I keep that risk consistent, that pays for 60 losses, that one trade, right? And so I'm looking for these asymmetric setups, put a little bit of risk on, put 1%, make 60. Make 60x your risk and keep your risk consistent. We're going to apply some of these principles. All right. So again, this setup is down here. I'm not going to redraw everything, but down at 50 cents, so retest of this level. There's a big multi-year POC. We'd swept this low, retesting it. You know, stop underneath this low. Pretty simple setup with some bullish ideas down from support. And again, we're going to be seeing themes here. We're going to try to go through this quickly and then get to some live charts. That's this setup. Down at 50 cents, you can see 51 cents. This is that structure. Stop under the low. I said, I should say I have a swing long here on XRP. Don't judge me. We came back down to retest that level a little bit. I said, if we were still in this range a year from now and I've become an XRP maxi, stage an intervention. Got some laughy emojis. Then, my next post. Let's just recap, by the way. Moodang, Pico bottom. ADA. This ADA got front run slightly before this massive impulse. We'll look at this as well, but hundreds of percent up from here. My idea was either to long the sweep of these lows or to long the breakout. I missed that, but I got into a different trade, which I'll show you. But here, we're looking at concepts. All this looks kind of crazy back then, but not so crazy now, I suppose. Next trade. This was the Pico bottom at 14 cents. I already had a Pico bottom long on Dogecoin. I was looking for breakout trades here on Dogecoin, and I said, this is where I'm looking to add next. I'd already talked about this idea higher, by the way, before this move up. I said up, down, looking for this trend line retest. That was the Pico bottom of Doge before, from 14 cents to 40 cents. Here, Moodang down 30%, just updating Moodang, saying, hey, my level is coming, it's approaching. And this is what I can't, I'm a little bit frustrated because but never mind, whatever. I post something on X and like I rarely get comments from almost 1,000 members. The one comment I get after all this is, it's too complicated. You post so many setups. Eventually, yeah, one of them is going to work. When I printed 20 setups in a row that printed perfectly, and that's the only comment I get. And that's what I'm talking about, apathy. I don't know if it's apathy. And then I don't even know if this guy was a member or not, but I post, you know, these setups I shared on Twitter. The only comment I get is, I was a member for 4 months. 0% of your trades work. 0%. Every trade hit a stop loss. You have a 100% loss rate, and you've never hit a TP. So I'm just gonna go through, because we're gonna be applying all of these concepts, you know, descending structure into this. This setup is something I trade a lot. I've shared it like 20 times on Twitter and in the Discord. Was just noting here that Nero was also coming into that level. I didn't post a setup there. I don't like it as much, but we did actually just dip a little bit below this and then shot up to new all-time highs on Nero at the time. Now here I am on the weekend. I said I'm not at my station. I know Bitcoin's testing a breakdown, but not able to look at order flow. Just thought that I would say that I got filled on some of this, trading small into the weekend. We'll see you tomorrow as Moodang comes into that level. Same here with WIF. This was actually the Pico bottom of WIF, by the way. The only thing is I took profits at 5R, but we just shot up to basically all-time highs from there. Because I had shorts from here for a 30% move down, every single pivot high in this structure, by the way, adding to shorts too. Took profits on this leg, and Pico bottomed long, just took profits into a lower high idea there. Nice reaction off Moodang. Here's Doge. Anyone long? Somebody messaged me because this Doge trade hit at the same time as when I was updating this on my phone. Again, these are Pico bottoms of multi-100% moves. There's not even a trade in between any of these. There's not a single trade in between any of these setups. This trade never came. Was interested in this on Popcat. Just never came. And somebody messaged me and said, what about Doge? And I said, hey, it's the weekend. I can't be the guy coming up with every idea, updating every idea from his phone on the weekend and trying to trade everything from his phone. Yeah, I'm interested in Doge. Obviously, I talked about that on Livestream too. Big strength out of Doge, was giving my targets. First leg up, second leg 40 cents. You'll see this in a second. Talking about some correction ideas. Said, in my view, from a timing perspective, something should be happening soon with XRP if we're going to see the move bullish idea, this is meant to say more bullish idea play out. So nice to see it start moving now. So this is that big move off the multi-year POC. All right, so by the way, we're going to be talking about these concepts. Look at these structures on my charts, okay? Said, just a reminder, 10 days ago I was trading this setup on Doge. I was looking for ads to swing longs, but got stopped out after a TP1 on this. I'm going to show in a second. Instead of sitting there sulking about missing the 40% move that came afterwards, I simply planned a new setup and came up with the next Pico bottom idea for another 50% up. We went up much higher from there. Instead of focusing on the moves you missed, focus on the next opportunities. Because I already had Pico bottom longs on Doge. I took this Doge long for the idea of a continuation, but I took a TP1 here on a rejection and then got trailed out at break even and missed this leg. But I had initially had a move targeting up to 40%. I just didn't catch the breakout idea. And my next setup was here and found this Pico bottom long into this move, and we obviously ran another 100% off that low. It's a swing position. But just saying, there's plenty of opportunities, and we're going to see that over and over and over again. And you can feel like, oh my God, like I was trading this, and then this ran the lows, and I didn't take that, and I've missed all my opportunities. No, just look for a new setup. Lots of setups in here, by the way. And again, I was looking for this idea on ADA. I missed it. I missed this breakout idea. I just missed all of this. I had an idea of taking these lows, got front run, ends up being actually a really clean trend line idea. So there's maybe interest in taking a short there, but definitely interested in taking a long here. And if I don't get that long, interested in taking a lower time frame idea as well. So I'm just sharing my ideas. Some of these ideas didn't play out, some did. Shared an XRP idea I was watching on a retracement. Don't think that came as well. Just setting alerts. I'm setting alerts. I'm marking out all the relevant structures, setting alerts. Updating PopCat again. I'm just still interested in that level. And yeah, just reminding people if they're interested in trading something. This was someone asking at the time any reason for taking Moodang with, and I just said I can't update everything on the phone on my weekend. If you're interested in trading something, set an alert, plan out your trade, execute your trade. Don't be waiting on somebody else to execute the trade for you. I said big targets for me coming around 42 cents on Doge. No certainties, but this grinded, rounded structure looks very bullish for continuation. So this is a structure we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at charts for this structure. Okay, this is incredibly bullish. This is so bullish. It doesn't mean price has to go up, but this likes to end in an impulse. This was when we were at 27 cents, went straight up to where 44 cents. I was targeting 42. That's where I took major profits off my swings. Had some ideas. If we do have a breakdown, always prepared to trade into this support, but looks pretty bullish to me. And I said, if you type search mentions by name, and because there's still always, you'd be surprised how many members just aren't finding any long setups in this environment, still scared to take them, especially new members. And you should always be paper trading if you're an inexperienced trader. Just saying, you'll find every single one of these setups on Doge for this literally straight up move that I'm trading. I'm in a long, I'm looking to add to longs, I'm looking to add to longs. The really bullish ideas here, if this structure's holding, I want to keep putting on some risk, always managing the risk though, right? Using invalidation for each leg of the idea. I said I was looking for some weakness here. I said it was getting a little euphoric scalping Doge. I was adding a shit ton on the low time frames in the just in the ape chat room, not updating in here, as we were just impulsing straight up here. I decided to zoom out and check the chart. I know there are big levels at 42 cents, but I also have this channel running as possible confluence. We just tapped the channel. I updated in the other channel that if we reject, I'm going to take profits, and we didn't. We just ran straight up to 42 cents. I updated in the other channel. I took big profits there, and that I'd be looking for longs on retracements. I just hit updating ADA now because I had an idea down here. All right. So now we're going to get into, that said, I asked who has an XRP long. I shared this idea where I said, just keep in mind, we're just spamming through these charts. This is just an unfiltered stream of the setups I'm trading. I said, who has an XRP long? 15. I mean, not everyone always answers. There's many hundreds of members, but you know, the ratio here is about a third. No, yes. So I said, that said, with the impulse, we're starting to get some of that rounded, grinding, impulsive structure. Again, that's something we're going to be looking at today on some charts. That likes to form into strong continuation. We see this rounded, grinding structure. I call it rounded, right? It looks rounded, like it's going to impulse straight up. It's a very bullish structure. It doesn't have to hold, but this is where I'd start looking for tight invalidation continuation longs. I said, personally going to add a bit of risk into this and reevaluate. If we come back to test these lows, I'll show you where I added there. Set 67 cents with a stop about 4% away. I said, although there might be TPs along the way, the final target for these longs are in the $5 to $8 range. But even here, this trade is running at 20R, by the way. So amazing risk reward if we rally into strong continuation, big horizontal levels above. So let's go back to where this was on the chart. Some education, because I'm going to explain how I'm trading these types of structures. This is down here into this breakout at 67 cents. So understand that this got moved a little bit, but this was actually a perfect trend line retest. Big breakout here. Big breakout on the daily chart. Perfect trendline retest of this level into an ascending structure. So I'm looking to add into this local breakout here, right? So this is already running at 20R with a stop 4% away. And then I'm actually looking to add into continuation here. Okay, so that's the first setup. Super simple, price never even came back below entry again. Nice idea to add late into the trend. Just use some risk management, put on the trade. I said this is the XRP 1 minute chart, by the way, just showing this grinding ascending structure, ascending trending structure into an impulse. Literally as I was typing that, straight up, right? Okay, so these are the types of structures I'm looking at personally. I'm going to explain how I'm trading them. If you're not an experienced trader, you'll probably lose money anyways. So you should always be using risk management. And the best way to manage your risk without any trading data or trading history is with a paper trading account. I said, and there goes. I truly hope you guys were able to find some longs. Just use risk management, okay? So here we are, 71 cents, more ascending structure. Came in, retested the highs. Now we did come back and retest the entry here. Some of this broke down. But just pointing out, we're still in this, although we came back down into this entry, we're still just in this ascending structure. This never broke. And the whole thesis from here was this rounded grinding structure on the daily chart turning into a choppy, rounded grinding structure into an impulse, right? So this is what's going to be really important. Say as far as breakouts go, we have some major highs that could be quite reactive to get through. We might blast them. We might now, and that's meant to say might not. It's at 94 cents, right? We obviously blasted to like 130 cents and beyond. We're going to talk about some of that. But anyways, sharing a Pepe idea here. Always ideas I'm interested in. Coming down, taking the lows into the GP. Well, maybe to look at that chart. I said here, local GP on Pepe here might be reactive. Still would like to see lower. We did actually impulse up to these highs off that level. All right, so I'm just saying big level here. If we impulse, if we break out, 94% is the next major target. If we break out of that, all-time highs can come pretty quick, believe it or not. Just preparing to take profit accordingly. I said this is the XRP dream. So what am I showing here? I'm showing a breakout a sweep and a retest of this trending structure. We actually did get the perfect retest here. We broke out about halfway and then had that perfect retest. But here I just want to show something. I'm showing as I said, if this becomes a range, well, I guess I got scammed, because I'm not taking profits on a rejection here. I'm not taking profits. The whole idea is this grinding structure. If this happens, I'll just re-long the lows. I'll round trip this trade from here. I said still long, by the way. Bullish choppy uptrend still intact, but very open to getting scammed with a round trip. Kind of a joke saying scam, but if we can't start bouncing, just no way to, I said just no way to hold swing longs if not willing to hold through some chop. And I'm going to hold. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to hold my trades through this. The whole thesis is this grinding structure holds. As we come down, first major high getting retested. Big local reaction. So this is the first major high. Big reaction. And I'm saying I'm saying considering adding to my XRP long. This is the peak of bottom before another rally. Because, and I said a meme, I'm not, this is the I'm not fucking selling meme. Adding into this trend line. So memes aside, I am in fact selling if all my trades get invalidated. I'm cautious for a breakdown and a sweep of lows on XRP, but I really can't invalidate my trades into this grindy uptrend thesis into the uptrend. That makes zero sense. If I'm looking for this uptrend to end in a big impulse, why would I invalidate my longs with this rejection into the uptrend and not actually just be looking to add to my longs here? And I reposted saying XRP is still holding uptrend, choppy, grindy uptrend for now. This is the whole thesis, this choppy, grindy uptrend ending in an impulse. And I said it wouldn't be so different to cutting the Doge bull thesis here, which is where I was adding to Doge. Why would I cut my trade into the uptrend and not just add to it with tight invalidation, right? I'm not going to start cutting all these longs and saying, oh, this is scary, it's coming down. No, I want to add into the uptrend. So just explaining why I don't know what's going to happen, why I'm looking to add into that uptrend. Also, I said I'm going to take a long on this reclaim on ADA. Again, this is an unfiltered stream of my updates. That's this long. From here, on this reclaim. That's the chart. We're up 40% from there. Okay. I just kind of feel like there's really some nice trending structure in here as well. I just feel like there's a lot of, I don't know if apathy is the right word. Like there's some people that it's like they can't have a breakthrough. I don't really know what to do with them. I've tried updating stuff so many different ways just to reach the kind of hard to reach people, but there's just people who they won't paper trade, they just can't put on trades for some reason. But anyways, that was this idea here. This is very much an example of how you can keep, so I'm explaining this. This is an example, a perfect example of how you can pyramid and add risk even late into a trend towards a really bullish idea. This is when we're at 71 cents on XRP. Said this is, and build up large size while keeping risk management intact. Because you think, like if you're risking, let's just say you're risking, just to make the math easy, if you're risking 2% of your trading account and every trade your stop's 2% away, well, then you could have 3 times your trading account into the long, but only risking 2% per entry, right? Rolling some of those, compounding some of those profits into adding. Of course, you need to use a bit of leverage to do that, but you can do that relatively safely if you know what you're doing. So I want to make this clear. I'm explaining what I'm doing and why, and have no idea what the market will do. I have some ideas I want to trade towards. I'm not taking all these trades thinking, I'm going to make so much money. I'm taking these trades thinking, okay, how much money am I going to lose in round trip when/if these don't work? The reality is you cannot avoid risk. You need to risk a loss to get into a trade. You need to risk unrealized profits to hold a trade. You're in a constant state of risk as a trader. Your job is to manage that risk while trying to capitalize on opportunities. That is all I am doing. If these trades don't work, I'll look for new opportunities. cast sending. And the reason I was saying cast sending is I actually have two channels here, alt trades and alt charts. Technically, the way I designed these channels was to post the trades I'm taking in one chart and the ideas in another chart. But still, this was the cast trade I was referencing. I just said, again, we'll look at this. Kaspa from Livestream, noting CAS is at GP with downtrend to possibly break. I talked about that on the Livestream. Loco GP is aligned with the trend line support. Probably a region here. Trying a long here, though. Trying that long there. And we just sent off that level on CAS. CAS is up 36%. These trades are like literally a professional trader's dream once in a decade to put trades like this together. And the reason I feel like there's apathy is it's like, it, relatively speaking, for how many people are in the Discord, it's like literally crickets. It's just crickets. It's like I could just be doing nothing in here and it would be the same reaction. But whatever, I don't care. For the 5 people that interact with what I'm doing, I mean, there's lots of people that interact. I'm being a little bit harsh on the Discord here. Just pointing out some bullish structure. Now, so here's a couple ideas that I didn't take, but still look. So we're going to be looking at some of these charts here, and I'm hopefully going to, what I would say, call fade some ideas that don't work, which is if we can hold up. So we have this maybe ascending structure idea on ADA. If we can reclaim some of this off this trend line, if we can reclaim these lows, then I'm going to look for longs. But I'm going to wait for something. Said worth a stab for me to try continuation on these off these grindy, trendy structures. I mean, they've been printing like crazy. I'm willing to keep putting some risk on, especially when there's some simple horizontal levels to sweep and use for triggers. So I'm just saying, hey, we have a perfect trigger here. Some horizontals get reclaimed. If we don't reclaim them, I won't take the long. No reclaim. Just no reclaim there. So I don't take it. Okay, move on to a different chart. Both GOAT and ADA here are good examples of having an idea and just waiting for a sign of strength before taking a trade. So here's some more context, right? Not every idea I post prints. Some of them I don't even get triggers, right? Maybe ADA never even reclaimed this level. You know, for example. I had an idea on GOAT that I will have to, that I also, same thing, didn't take. Said personally just going to be waiting for lower, waiting for the weekly close here, looking for signs of strength, but just not going to take any trades here if there's no signs of strength. And I said here again, willing to look for trades on a reclaim, but we've broken down this descending trend line, so we have to look for rejections off of that. We reject off of it. So again, this is just remaining patient. Yeah, cast sending straight up. I think there was like some, I don't know any of the fundamentals. I think there's some news, like an exchange listing. I don't know what's going on with this coin at all. I saw someone post something. It said, preparing to get cucked by XRP again. Of course, did not get cucked at the top of the range. Then we just soar straight up to the range. I posted an idea on Peanut here I was interested in, hasn't hit yet. Said this aged well, just pointing out. I said closing the trade here would be like closing the peak of bottom before the 200% rally on Doge. This is the peak bottom and go straight up. 1 minute structure, pointing this out to everybody. I was scalping some of this as well, but I was just updating the general chat. But anyways, look at these clean ascending structures. These are the kinds of things we're going to be looking for as potential trade ideas. I said then I was updating over the weekend here. I said, coming into the weekend, as I said, as XRP nears the 94-cent level. So here's a good way to just think about managing trades as well. Like I said, it does not matter what ideas I share if you don't have the type of experience you need to navigate any of this from a risk management perspective, taking profits, holding trades, cutting trades. So I said, as XRP nears the 94-cent level, all I will be doing is deciding whether to take profits or not. The same goes for ADA. This was a huge week, and I'm very much looking forward to taking the weekend off and shutting off my brain for a couple days. And then I updated on the weekend, the next day. I said I'll TP on longs if we reject. Otherwise, holding deeper. Structure into this impulse also looks very bullish locally. Just updating from my phone, saying we're coming to 94 cents. But this looks very bullish. This rounded grinding structure again into resistance. More rounded grinding structure. Probably could have grinded out more adds to this, frankly. I'm saying adding to my longs. Maybe some of you did using the concepts from last week, but I am in deep with major profits, I guarantee at this point. Don't expect any more updates from me over the weekend. And I just update again. I said don't expect updates, but here's one anyways. I see no reason not to just hold this, my position for higher. No weakness, yet at resistance. I think some trailed stops for partial profit taking into play here for me at a minimum. Just really bullish coming into resistance. No reason. We impulse straight up another 30%. I mean, there's just no reason to take profits here. Why? Right? We impulse much higher. Said, I must say I have a little regret taking the weekend off. Looking at the 5-minute chart, so many simple grindy trend line, tight invalidation setups. Either way, an incredible series of trade into this pump, but even the chart now is a perfect example of how there are still great opportunities to get long just by putting on some risk with clean bullish structure. I said I have the GOAT chart up for some reason. I said I'm willing to long there, basically straight up on the 1-hour chart. If that bullish market structure can hold, might try to put on a little bit of risk if we bounce here. Expectations low, looking for a sign of strength and reaction first. And we just broke straight down. No reaction, no sign of strength. So I'll just let the idea go. Set the last line here for this structure. If we break this down, just going to set alerts down here. And we just broke it straight down. So no reason to update that. So coming into this morning, right? I'm setting up for the week ahead. Looking at XRP, I should have turned on the 5-minute chart because this was actually super clean and bullish on that, actually. But anyway, so here we're going to just note a couple things. XRP grinding again. Grinding into this, another impulse. These grindy, impulsive structures. Nice, tight invalidation places to put on longs. Pointing out Bitcoin there. CAS here too, grinding into this impulse. You can see here on the live chart. So, I'm not even on the Discord. I'm on the CAS chart. That's hilarious. Whatever. Just imagine all the stuff I was saying. I'm not going to go through it again. We're almost through all the updates. But just pointing this out, these grindy structures here, there are not guarantees price will go up. So I'm going to talk about how I would manage my risk around trading ideas like this. Again, on XRP or Litecoin, there's a lot of these structures. This is the 4-hour chart, just perfect. Grindy structures, you'll find them on all time frames, just rounded. You can almost see it's like a rounded, grindy, impulsive structure. They don't always work. We're going to find examples that don't work. All right. Yeah, I know. I had the wrong screen up. Okay. We're going to get to live charts here in one moment. I'm also in a Bitcoin long here. All right. So this was this morning. Again, just pointing out there's been bullish divergences forming all throughout this range. And been pointing them out from this low, right? So we're coming into here. So I'm long off of all of this. Basically, I'm just long off of anything in here because this was a couple days ago. I'll show the Bitcoin chart in a second. We will talk about Bitcoin as well. By the way, CAS just looks so bullish coming into this. Probably worth looking at that chart. But anyways, these huge bullish divergences, look at all this selling pressure relative to price action here, putting up higher lows. So I'm going to be signing off. I hope all these updates make sense, blah, blah, blah. BTC threatening a breakdown to testing lows soon. I need to go to sleep. Might miss those lows if they come. Still massive selling coming in at the lows, held up so far. Let's just referring to the massive bullish divergences forming, 66 million, 71 million, 92 million, 25 million. 34 million. I mean, just massive absorption here. giving us these massive bullish divergences, more bullish divergences. Signed off for the weekend, came back, just say more bullish divergences. I said, I'm looking to try a long here on a breakout. So I got long here this morning. Just a break of this local downtrend. I mean, the reason here is, look at these bullish divergences. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to maybe watch some of my other live streams, or if you're a member, you know, I talk about these all the time. You know, these massive ones before this big impulse, blah, 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 blah. They have formed all throughout this range. This is huge. I'm just saying we're coming in with another higher low. No reason not to be willing to put on some long risk here for me. Massive bullish divergences with this this last little leg down having another 130 million negative delta right at the lows in this 5-minute candles, 91 million, 38 million. So I will say I'm not ruling out a big liquidity run. In some ways, one is quote unquote due, but because of these extreme bullish divergences, I'm willing to try higher low local long setups. And I say, I'm long, everyone. I'm long. So far, so good. And we're printing off of that entry for now. Okay, so that's my, those are my updates. And this is the Bitcoin chart. So we have these big bullish divergences, little local trend line breakout here. Nice spot to put on some risk into this ascending structure. Now, I will point out that this isn't a perfect trend line tap. I'll get rid of this point of control, just clean up the chart a little bit. I'm just looking for the all-time high to get tested for now. And there's some fib extensions around 100K, but if there's no weakness, again, it's like Doge. I'll just hold the trade higher if we have really bullish structure coming into that level. And if I round trip it, I round trip it. But what I want to point out is if we go to Coinbase here, this is actually a perfect trend line test, this low. It's not on this particular BTC USDT pairing. I don't know if there's a DPEG or something. I haven't really been paying that close attention to what all the exchanges did there, but and of course, if I had scrolled up, I was also spamming Twitter with XRP ideas. This is that last ad I was talking about, this trend line move, but into this grindy structure, 200% off this. Straight up. So many grindy, impulsive, rounded structures into this. Like I started adding a shit ton in here. Because again, you just have such clean invalidation into this ascending bullish structure, right? We're going to be looking at this for these rounded grindy structures into impulses, these trending consolidating structures. They're kind of a little different in my view, but you're looking for both of them to end the same way. It's like this, right? This choppy, rounded, grindy structure. This broke down, but huge bullish divergences, a low divergence. Actually, I think there was a trending structure in here. Maybe not, actually. There's a big bullish divergence in there. But if we go back to, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen. I haven't even looked at the comments yet. I just skimmed through them for 1 second and saw everyone saying I was on the wrong screen. But for the really bullish ideas in market structure, we're looking for this, right? It's just, for the setups, there's no higher lows, or sorry, lower lows. There's no sweet liquidity sweeps, just trending bullish, grindy structures, ending in impulses, grindy structures, ending in impulses, ending in impulses. I mean, and you're just adding into these trending structures, and you have clean invalidation. If it breaks down, you take the stop loss, right? But like, for example, on these XRP trades, when you're printing 20, 60 times your risk, and there actually is a few more setups in there that I talked about in the ape chat I was scalping into, but the point is, you need to lose quite a few trades to offset that kind of risk reward, right? If you're using risk management. So same thing, I'm looking for these grindy bullish structures. If I get big bullish divergences on Bitcoin, that's gonna make me even more interested in alts as well. I want to point out there's kind of a bullish grindy structure here on Peanut. Kind of broke down though. But just want to point out that there's different charts have different structure. Not everything actually is just moving together, right? Right now, Peanut's moving down, Bitcoin's moving up, Doge is moving up, grindy structure, bounced off the GP here. I actually shared this setup on Doge as well. I didn't update it though over the weekend. I think I talked about this on the live stream, but we bounced off the GP and we actually have been grinding up here into not the 15 seconds chart, into this impulse. Broke that down. You know, they call it, you know, people say like, how do you know if a market is trending or ranging? Well, if it's trending, it's trending. You know, that's the whole idea of the term trend line, right? The trend lines are bouncing. The market is trending. It can be trending down, trending up. So you're looking to trade into the trend. You can add to support, you can validate if the trend breaks, right? XRP here, just a really good example. Trend line I think is about to break. I have an alert going off here as price comes into this local trend line. So this is an example. I posted this bullish market structure here. I have a trade I'm cutting on XRP here. I didn't post the trade idea here. I just posted this bullish market structure. I didn't post in the Discord because I just post this grindy market structure again. And I do kind of want people to think about structuring their own trades. The whole point of the Discord is to equip people with the things they need to become independent, profitable traders. And there are, in fact, many who are doing that, and some who still struggle to execute their own ideas, but they'll get there. But yeah, looking at this, I had a local idea I'm cutting here, literally just above entry, because I want to trade around these clean structures, okay? So I'm always happy to just look for a new setup if I can't, if these clean structures aren't holding. There's going to be plenty. Do I still think we're likely to probably see higher here? Maybe. Some range ideas as well. Let's come into the GP. So yeah, let's start on XRP first. I'd say the major structures here, still this ascending, trending structure below us. I mean, you can't say this isn't the major structure, right? Let's get rid of some of these. Does that mean price has to go down there? No. Sometimes in these situations, people always ask, where do you pull the fib from? I mean, you could look for these previous impulse lows. Like we have consolidation, impulse, GP. I do like to pull from the last touch of the trending structure when I'm looking for this kind of intersection. Here it's kind of hard because you kind of want to pull from here. It's probably the most significant low because this touched it so many times. But either way, if price came down like straight down to this, I mean, I would probably look to long that. But I would say as far as bullish trending structures go, there's nothing here particularly interesting locally with this breaking down. I mean, this is a little suspect. So that would mean for me, I'm looking for just this to get retested. Looking for these lows to get retested or this low to get swept. But probably this, honestly. Come in and retest this low into this breakout idea. And if we're getting a nice reaction there, probably going to look to long that back into the highs. And on this leg of my XRP position, I'd be willing to take profits up into the highs. quite like this idea. And if we form if we hold this up, I might consider a different idea. See what happens here, but even just add an alert there. Maybe we'll look at it if it happens during the live stream. I'm just going to read through the comments really quick. So I just realized I haven't even looked at them. Someone says, I'm a beginner and confused. Where should I learn from? I think my community is a great place to learn. You know what? I'm just gonna take 1 minute. This is how it's structured. There's plenty of free resources online. This is a paid Discord. Go through all this educational content. The way that basically each channel, you can go into, take off the big headings here. There's sections, right? There's the non-member sections and the member section. For the member sections, educational content by topic, risk management, order flow, trading psychology, probabilities, volume profiles, profit taking, Fibonacci. So the whole idea here is you can go in here. Look, this slide I made 2.5 years ago, talking about how to pyramid and take profits, pyramid into trending markets. Let's see. Yeah, this is an educational slide from 2022 in the Discord. But this is explaining this exact same concept, right? Pyramiding into a position, into a strong trend, and trailing out profits when the trend breaks. Applying the same concepts from the educational materials into my trading still today, all these years later. So anyways, you click on these different topics, and I say, if you're a new member, these videos are 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. There's not that many of them. Go through and understand all these concepts, probabilistic thinking. Go through, some of these videos are a little longer, but like this, you have to watch this. You have to watch these videos. This is simple trading psychology. There's some longer videos here from the late great Mark Douglas. Some stuff in here that you have to go through for sure. There's actually other, anyway, so this is it, right? Go through all of this stuff, volume profiles, Fibonacci, liquidity grab setups, go through, watch the videos, look at the slides, how to structure trades, parallel channels, support and resistance. There's more content in here. So go blast through all these videos, right? It's not going to take that long. I mean, it'll take a while. Just start working through them. Go through all the alpha slides content. It's like almost like a little mini book. Just go start from the top and just start reading through it. And then the way my updates are structured: Bitcoin high time frame, Bitcoin medium time frame, Bitcoin low time frame. Usually updating low time frame ideas in low time frame, high time frame and high time frame, and then alt charts, alt trades. We just went through all of that. This is where I just update my live ideas, right? These are supplementary to all the educational content. So you go through that. All of this is using those concepts in conjunction with those. So I think it's a great place to learn. I have a lot of free educational content on YouTube as well. You can go watch some of that, and watch some of my old live streams too. There's a lot of educational content in there. All right. Someone says, we're going to look at, I want to look at the cash chart. I went along the 1 hour GP on Bitcoin a few hours ago, but got front run by like $40. Still, my trading improved literally so much after joining the LTF, and I'm forever thankful for everything you do. Would never have been able to spot this. Awesome. I mean, yeah, I got actually some really nice positive words today. I'm gonna hide the DMs here for a second. Somebody messaged me, says, I hope you're well. I hope this speaks true about your Discord. Crazy comments I see on Twitter. Somebody commented on my Twitter, I've never won a single trade. I don't know why I don't know if it's like people are trolling me. Like they've never posted a single winning trade on Discord. But they said, I haven't been active at all in your Discord, really focused on your teaching plus full-time job. Lots of people don't chat in here. It's probably 5% chat in here of the members, but tried to post on Twitter, but too long of a post. But anyways, they said, I'm reading through such bullshit, which are simply pure lies. Having been a member now for 2 months, I can honestly say that this is the Discord where you will learn everything needed to be profitable. If you want a Discord where you get only long and short calls, betting blindly, you're better off getting a bot and getting effing wrecked. With hard work, like he teaches you all you need to know to be profitable in the long run. I wish I knew the existence of this Discord 2 years ago. After several frustrated attempts to make money, finally I'm finding an edge in the market and can only thank Lucky for it. You know what? You guys have to suffer through one more member's testimony here, because this is actually really going to help the people who are looking for a great community and a great place to learn how to trade. Because this really is, I think, unlike anything else out there for anyone either experienced or new to trading. Lots of people starting off their trading careers brand new, no experience, 1 or 2 months experience, and then lots of people who have been trading for years. This is a member. Okay, so this is earlier today. I posted screenshots because they posted it in the chat, members chat. Okay, so this is probably going to be a long-ass message. I finally completed the 31 videos and the educational content. I joined the Discord in August. I first got into trading summer of 2020. However, I only started becoming an independent trader seriously in 2022, and I made good progress. However, there was still something missing. It had to be psychological. I started listening to Mark Douglas. It really helped. I understood trading very well and the importance of psychology. However, it wasn't like I was printing money for fun. I first saw Lucky on Twitter in 2022. I noticed he was making some crazy accurate calls way in advance, so I gave him a follow, but I wasn't really paying attention to him, mind tailing him, mainly because from 2023 to early this year, my trading took a backseat for all the other pressure life issues. However, whenever Lucky came across my timeline, it was him quoting a tweet where he's predicting price movement months ago with a screenshot of what he predicted coming through. Obviously, I am wrong often too. I just was wrong about a big short idea on Bitcoin. Although a 60-yard trade pays for 60 losses, so whatever. This happened way too many times to be lucky. The irony, LMAO. Yes, there's a little irony in my name. So I kept thinking to myself, who the hell is this guy? I need to tap in with him. So that was the first time I thought about joining the Discord. However, in my earlier trading career, I had joined countless subscriptions, telegrams, Discords, etc. Paid $2,000 December 2020 for one-on-one mentorship with a big trader on IG who was in fact making a lot of money. However, the strategy he taught me just wasn't compatible with me. It involved taking sometimes less than 1 hour rewards, a way of trading that could only work if you have a huge account that's capable of holding insane drawdowns. Sometimes they wouldn't even use a stop loss, but it would work for them, I guess, but the average person can't trade like this. I also paid for so many different signal groups between 2020 and 2021, some of which were decent. However, most were terrible, which led me to deciding I had to become an independent trader. So back in 2022, when I found Lucky, the biggest issue for me was it felt like you needed a Sharnigan to read his charts. It looked so complicated. The biggest compliment I can give Lucky right now is after studying his content is I'm able to get the idea he is trying to portray in the charts in seconds, something which looked like rocket science. Early this year, I decided I had to join the Discord, so I started saving for it. Wish I hadn't blown all my money in 2022, 2021 on education. That just wasn't worth it. But and by the way, this is just a message I wake up to. Like, it's just in the chat, right? It's like, oh, that's pretty nice. I mean, so there are some I get really nice 99.9% DMs, just random messages in the Discord. I just don't actually get almost any interaction from members on Twitter for some reason. I'm not sure why. But oh well, it was part of the journey. So I finally get in the Discord in August thinking, okay, this is going to be complicated, but I immediately mind blown. Lucky, your greatest gift for me is your ability to explain complicated concepts in a manner that a teenager would easily understand. I already understood many of the concepts to a decent extent, like risk management, for instance. But you dove deeper, especially into why were non-negotiable. The video where you explain how easy it is to blow up even with a profitable strategy, completely bonkers. Also, most traders thrive in one setup or one strategy, as is often advised in the space. However, you have a mastery over so many different concepts which resonated so much with me because of my trading style is naturally more creative than robotic. You must trade only one exact setup if you want to be profitable advice, which was very difficult for me as I'm naturally a creative person. You could shoot with the VWAP, stab with the fib retracement, bomb with the parallel channels, land an arrow with CVD divergences. I mean, talk about mastery of all chakra natures. Very colorful praise here. You really are a sage. And you made all these different look as easy as support and resistance. Well, aside from Elliott waves, that's one concept I still don't grasp. But I'm more than content with the arsenal I now have at my disposal. Now to talk about the Discord itself. I wonder if you're a robot or if you have a clone, you're active all the time. You could be scalping the 1 second chart and simultaneously giving us updates in the Discord. I honestly do not know how you do that. It seems impossible to me. Like you mentioned before, you grind even more than us who are here to learn from you. I don't know how you maintain such hunger, but so inspirational. I urge everyone in here, if you haven't already, he's just talking to members, right? If you haven't already, go and watch every single one of the educational videos. It took me 3 months to watch them all and digest it, but it's worth it. I know Lucky's updates are even better than Signal's, to be honest. They're so accurate, it's so easy to get comfortable and just trade off his updates. There's nothing more fulfilling than learning the concepts and actually practicing them yourself. Trust me, I've probably been in more trading groups than most, and this is by far the best in every regard, from education, psychology, trade ideas, motivational rants. Hey, I'm on one right now. Bang for buck, etc. To round off, I just want to say to you, thank you, Lucky, for what you do here. I don't know how much longer I'll be in here in the Discord, but I want to say is I'm glad I finally joined. You've honestly armed me with all the tools to stand on my own and take my reading to the next, I'm sure this is meant to say trading to the next level that I've been wanting to get to for all along, or for a long time. Although I'll still trade your ideas. So, I always talk about, I don't give my trade setups as signals. I walk through my trading plans. And the reason I don't want to describe these as signals is you cannot trade an idea you don't understand. And I do not think if you don't understand an idea, and understanding an idea means it becomes your trade. So for example, I am trading XRP largely because of a really bullish idea that a trader named X-Force Global has. Now I understand the idea. I understand how to trade it. I'm not taking my trades individually based off his idea. His idea is just a big Elliott wave count, multi-year count. So I'm trading internal structure, my own trade setups towards that idea. But I own that idea. I don't message him and say, "What the fuck, dude? You said it was going to go up. You said XRP was going to go up. Where's my stop loss go?" Right? I'm trading ideas I understand, even if it's based off of somebody else's higher time frame idea, right? I saw that idea, I liked it. But the reason I explain and break down these trades is because I believe that there's so much more value for me to come in and identify this stuff in a live market setting. It's one thing to go watch a 15-minute video on this kind of idea or that kind of idea and then think, oh, wow, I'm equipped, I understand this. And it's another thing to then try to apply it to a live chart, because everything looks way different when it's live. It's easy to go back and say, oh, look at this. Look at this trend line on XRP. It's easy, just long it. Just long here, long this in, and then obviously we're going up 500%, right? If I made a video on this, or, great, there's construction. If I made a video on this, in hindsight, I could make this look, I could just say, look, it's so easy to trade this. You just long into this trend line, you target up into this big impulse and you wait till this, then you take some profits. Of course, it's simply not that easy. And that's why I do the live updates, right? There's no hindsight here. I'm applying these concepts every single day to live charts. And I believe there is infinitely more, it's like a textbook being written live in front of you, right? There's infinitely more value in seeing concepts live, because they're very, no matter how simple an idea is it's just live charts are full of emotion. It feels impossible to long this for some reason, right? For a lot of people, like, I can't long this, like it's coming straight down. No, God. But in hindsight, it's like, yeah, just long it. You just put a long, put a stop loss under there. But of course, that's just not the reality for most traders. So, all that said, you can go into if you want to read more testimonies, you can. I think it's a great community. Really proud of it. Really proud of ultimately the progress that traders here have made. Although sometimes, like I just explained, I get a comment or two from, like, there's like 5 or 6 members that comment every once in a while or more regularly out of like 1,000. But you sometimes feel like you're like Tony Hawk landing the first 900 in a stadium of people that just like yawn when you do it. It's just like no reaction. It's like, all right, whatever. I mean, these are only trades that most 10-year experienced traders would die to be in. But all right, so that's XRP. And we talk, I'm not really going to do anything with Mudang here. I'm going to pick my spot on these. But again, pretty darn clean. Maybe this actually front ran. Well, it looks pretty clean. Pretty clean ascending structures here. Breaking down now. Swept this high. Looking a little toppy. Probably a GP here. Probably worth setting an alert. Where's our major? Major levels first. Major levels. Full context. I mean, I'm partial to these trending structures. This is like a little... I mean, it's just like, who cares in a way? Like, let's just see what happens, I guess. Put an alert at these major lows. Put an alert here. Otherwise, give time for some grindy structure to develop. Take this low. Triggers could be on a reclaim. First major retracement, probably need to take profit into a lower high. Fade any of the corrective ideas. TP1. Ideally have some kind of it. Yeah, I'm gonna look at this here, but you can't even really form the full idea here. It probably looks something like this for me, to be honest. Like, let's go. These are just general ideas, right? Because there's no structure here. Kind of interesting. This descending structure would align with this ascending structure right at this local GP. Here, be a front run of this pivot low. That doesn't look very good, but I'm going to set an alert from around here, like this. Maybe get some volatility in here. Maybe set one higher. Probably time to start looking for some short setups as well. Not have only long setups. And then otherwise, like, if we just start getting really bullish local structure, there might be setups, but those ideas don't exist yet. So could also set an alert here. It's not so unlikely. We come run these lows in the GP. It might be a scalp setup there too, but start looking for those parallel structures to form. day trade here. Consider it. That's mooting. Just gonna let some of this play out. Maybe dumb question. So I should just finish. I'm just gonna go through this. Please excuse me. I don't. Someone's saying if there's a good spot to find a spot or a good place to find a spot position for a 2x. I don't look at spot any different than leverage trading in the sense that you always have to manage your risk using validation. A lot of people say like, oh, if I'm just spot, you know, I don't have to use a stop loss. Like, what's something I can just put my money spot and get a 2x? Well, it's like, if I put $1 million spot and price goes down 80%, I lose 800 grand. And you could say, well, just sell it when it goes up. Lots of coins don't go back up, right? I mean, if it's your first time here, you maybe don't know that, but so you have to manage your risk. I'm not willing to sit in a 80% drawdown just because I'm in spot. It doesn't matter. It's just about position sizing, right? So you always have to manage your risk. So I would never, I mean, I just would never I don't know what's going to happen, right? So I would never just tell somebody that I cared about, like I'm a family member, because I wouldn't do it myself, is, you know, oh, just, you know, without understanding the risk, like put your money in this, in quote unquote spot, and it's going to go up, right? And then it goes down 50, 60, 70%. Can I promise them it's going to go back up? No, right? So I'd just say like, I mean, I literally have had this conversation recently. Somebody said, someone in real life, they said, if you were to buy one coin and hold it for 15 years, which would it be? I said, I just wouldn't do that. Like 15 years just isn't the type of horizon I'd be looking at for altcoins. They're like, but which one? If you had to. I'm like, I just wouldn't. They're like, but if you had to. I was like, well, I don't have to. They're like, but I just want something. I know there's risk, but if I just wanted to buy something and leave it for 15 years, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. So stop asking me. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I think that people have a hard time understanding you're doing something very specific. It's not magic, and risk management is one of the most important parts of it. So, I'm only at the wrong screen. Comments. Everyone's asking for Tau. Okay. So let's get into some more charts. I made it through all the comments. CAS just looks so bullish coming to the GP now. Personally, I like it. It's a good example here too of just identifying that that's trending structures breaking on XRP. So this was the initial setup. I got front run on CAS, and this is the setup here into the local GP. And just wanted to put on some risk there. Such a strong level coming into local GP resistance, not really any confluent resistance. Another good example of just this trending bullish structure, and then this is just like straight up. I mean, you can just tell, right? Just look at it, it's bullish. This is less bullish than this grinding structure, right? Even though these big impulsive moves look really nice, they're really like FOMO-y, having the grinding rounded structure, we can see it in Litecoin again here. So we're looking for this kind of trending structure. and then the rounded grindy structure. And the rounded grindy structure doesn't really, it doesn't necessarily touch the trend lines. There's an internal trend line here, but so what we're looking at with these kind of structures is it sort of starts to have this like impulse of higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and it's kind of rounding up into the impulse, which means there's no third touch. But oftentimes there's internal touches, and you have to use a little bit of your imagination to imagine that's what you're gonna get. So we have this internal trending structure into this for the impulsive move. Trending structure to the downside as well here. Trending structure here, perfect bounce here, essentially. Intersecting trending structures into this local impulse on the 5-minute chart. I mean, Litecoin looks pretty interesting to me as well. Honestly, I kind of have this OG narrative thing going on where all the old OG starts pumping. It's just been working so far. XRP, ADA, Doge. I mean, they're literally the biggest gainers that I'm long on. So some of the biggest gainers, rather. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to. I kind of want to long into this. Can't be so simple. A fourth touch. 3 touches is sort of the charm, but maybe we can get away with 4. Prefer this a little bit. 3 touches, but worth looking. See if the ascending structure is breaking down into the local GP. Nice little timing confluence. Something like that. Otherwise, looking for a bit more of a pullback here. What's the volume look like? The relative volume. No, I'm going to keep these trending structures on the chart. I don't actually love these deeper ones, but I mean, you kind of got to be aware of them. Now, of course, we're in a strong trending market, big bullish divergences on Bitcoin. Makes sense to be looking to trade these as trending ideas. I have some Elliott wave ideas too I want to be looking at, like Doge. I'm kind of looking at a bigger correction here, honestly. Gotta be looking retest of this low. I took profits at 42 cents. It's funny. It's just fun. I don't know. I don't know how to explain Twitter. It's like I just posted me holding a long from 9 cents, adding into my longs, and then I posted on Twitter that I said I'm taking profits at 42 cents. That's like big target, big profit target for me. If it keeps going, it keeps going. But I'm gonna be looking to add back on a correction and wait for some structure to form. I think I forget, it wasn't even that negative of a comment. It was like, not bad. We did end up tapping the something at 44 cents, but not a bad profit target. But it's like, it's just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, why the fuck would you comment that? Like, price went up 2% higher, actually. I know you've just been holding for straight on a compounded trade. And then the first time you said you were taking profits after a 400% move and compounded, it did go 2% higher actually, but not bad. All right. Yeah. Big ideas here. It's not it's not that I don't know how to explain it when you're interacting with people on Twitter, but it's like you could post, like I could just go through all the stuff I just went through. I just went through my entire feed of just like literally straight up printing trades, hundreds of R, hundreds of percent, Pico bottoms, just the biggest, literally the dream of any trader who could be trading for 20 years, and it's a dream. It's a dream week. It's like, and like your comments might be like 50-50 if someone like, yeah, but coming from the guy who literally shorted at 67K, lol. I don't know. It's just there's no like it's no relativity to what is actually going on, I guess. So it's just kind of funny. It's hard to take Twitter seriously, and usually I don't. I like trolling Twitter a little bit. Yeah. This is kind of the same. It kind of wants to be the same idea as XRP, doesn't it? Like, we just. Let's look at all these simple structures here. I don't really think we can use trending structures, although watch this just actually have been. You know, I'm so tempted just to wait for these lows to get taken or some major structural change internally here. Probably what I'm going to do. I mean, there's going to be scalp ideas, of course, that are different. Probably what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to work on an Elliott wave idea, I think, internally here, but I won't do that on the live stream. You know, sometimes I just stare at the charts. Let's get into log here. So this is my Elliott wave idea that I had down here. I haven't redone it, but I posted this quite a while ago. Maybe play. I'm gonna play with this a little bit here. I'll do it on live stream. Let me just go here. So one of the reasons I took profits up here, and one of the reasons I was trading so aggressively into Doge was actually this idea. I can't even find the original post, doesn't really matter. So I mean, it's just so, it is so funny to go back and look at these Discord posts because it looks so stupid. Like, I think no one wants to take these trades. Everybody's kind of rolling their eyes like, oh, you think Doge is going to go straight up 200%? This is at 14 cents. Just looking for this big move up into this parallel structure. But originally this was the Elliott wave idea. I did post it with the Elliott wave numbers on in one of the channels. I'm not sure, but so let's play with this idea. The whole idea was to have a really impulsive move up into this kind of parallel structure, timing, some fib timing. Looks pretty quick to make the move. 300%, 200%, basically straight up. More into December I was looking for, but we've tapped the level now. Big 786 here, 1618 extension. So this is why this is all major resistance, right? These targets were all on my chart, literally the Pico levels. The reason I deferred to 42 cents, so basically my rule is this. If I have like 3 levels here, and there's some highs to take here maybe. I'm always going to take profits at the lower level because I don't want to miss my target because I'm trying to squeeze out an extra 0.5%. I have the level there, the 1618. But this was actually the Pico top of the move, right? And we just look here on the chart, just saying, you know, you can't see the 786 here because it's extended, but the 1618, 43 cents. This is back when we were at 14 cents. So this is literally the Pico top of the move. It's all based on an Elliott wave idea that I think is pretty compelling now that this is in play, if it wasn't compelling before. I just don't love how I have this internal structure. I really want to play with this. Let's just imagine, so what, we're going to put in a wave 4. All of these are hypothetical poles. So let me just start deleting some levels here. Start pulling some. Let's just hide this for now. One thing I notice I do by accident a lot of times is draw trending structure. All right. 28 cents. I'm just noticing a bunch of fibs piling up at 25 cents already. I just like to think about that when I see a bunch of levels piling together. I mean, it's the reason I'm looking at 42 cents there, right? I'm pulling everything from down at 14 cents. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of shit here aligning. It's the reason I'm looking at, you know, 100K. It's obviously a big psychological level, but on Bitcoin too, lots of extensions there. 25 cents, hey? Definitely wouldn't want to see what kind of range would put us there into the trending structure. Be a pretty complex correction. Very possible though. I mean, what we're talking, second week in December 10th. Yeah, it's not that crazy. 22 days of ranging, 3 weeks after this impulse. Lots of chop. Just wait to see what kind of structure forms. There's one idea. All these fib times need to be realigned. Just interesting because this was the, well, I'm going to play with them a little more, but this is the fib extensions from here. Trend based one. It would also align at the same timing as this. You know, I'll come and clean these charts up. I'm just looking at potential corrective structures here. What's this I got going on here? Be a front run of this retest. I'm looking at swing longs, right? I mean, this is clearly a correction. We're entering some kind of correction here. It's obviously probably going to be worth considering. Shallower long setups here. It's from a, but I don't know. The more I look at this, the more I'm just like, is Doge really what I want to be swing longing up here after longing this entire move up. I could trade this range, start looking for a correction. Maybe start looking at the timing as we form more structure into 25 cents. The adjacent structure here is not the most compelling, but I mean, we would come back down and retest this wick here. So where's a daily candle? We take out this daily low. Is it a weekly? Probably. Yeah. Oh, it aligns perfectly with our weekly low. I mean, yeah, you know, this might just be one of those examples where you don't always like the first idea that you look at, but for swing ideas, just major levels, if we don't start forming again some of this really bullish market structure locally, we have our 3-week candle low and weekly candle low. I know this chart is messy. I'm gonna have to, I know what's going on. I'm gonna have to clean it up before I share it here. So we come out and take out that weekly candle low, maybe into that trend line. This is just one of those instances where I like the first idea I'm looking at. Just kind of like zoom out. Where are all the confluences? Our 382, 50%, 618 from various pivots. Kind of is like a catch-all in a way to have that many fib confluences. We have our trending structure. This is about 3 weeks from now. Some complex correction. Take out the weekly candle low. I mean, you can't not like that idea. 41% retracement from all-time highs, and then, or from our major highs rather, and then another leg up towards all-time highs. I'd like that. Probably something like this. Like, we're already starting to form a downtrending structure here. Maybe come in, put in another, like the types of structures you like to see after big moves like this. Man, I'm good. Just drawing all of this perfectly with, that's the 618, that's the descending structure. And just get something quite choppy. Probably gonna trade into some of that. Yeah. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it here on Doge. I mean, it's just, this was all just like gig along, gig along, gig along. We've impulsed into all the major structure. Look for some, maybe even look for some short setups here. I mean, kind of need to be willing to consider them. See what happens. Bitcoin, a little too bullish from divergences and order flow. Order flow structure to maybe be considering them right now, but we'll see. Maybe come up, retest these highs too. Should be okay. Get a big flat. What would a flat? Yeah, maybe be willing to short a sweep at that high as well, or just an equal high. We'll see. That's it on Doge. We could just go straight up as well, but it's just, you can just long say like, what if we just go straight up? I just don't see, this doesn't look like that compelling for swing longs. Taking this low would have been a nice idea within the range. And I'll be, just like on XRP, there's always going to be opportunities to find clean long setups. So I'm going to step aside here. ADA looking quite bullish, obviously. I mean, there's like no structure if we break out of this. The daily chart. This is the idea I had down here. And again, I think this looked kind of crazy given the chart at the time, even to be considering, I mean, my idea was basically this. either long a breakout or long down here, and I got front run on this and missed this breakout, but I 160% from the low, but I got that long. Probably could look to start getting long in here. This was pretty bullish this morning. Right here, it's kind of that rounded, grindy structure. This is actually pretty bullish too. This is all bullish. This is all just trending structure. Little breakdown here. Maybe get some kind of correction. Sharper correction maybe into the New York Open. Take out some local lows. Establish sort of a new trending, something like that. Come retest these previous highs, SR flip. Yeah, I'll probably look for something like that for continuation ideas, particularly if Bitcoin's still just consolidating with bullish divergences. I mean, I think it's likely, whether from here, from somewhere else, we come back up for these highs again. Maybe not. We've swept them. That's a pretty clean rejection. Yeah, probably going to look for something like that. This would have been a nice short. I actually think I saw someone in the Discord who took it. Steve. Lots of confluences here. I don't even need to pull them to know. It's our 618 from this impulse retest. You can just eyeball it, like when you've pulled it 10,000 times. Probably a parallel confluence somewhere in here. So 786. Yeah, I'm gonna see what price looks like down here. I'm pretty picky, honestly, with these trending structures, which is I want them to be holding, right? Like I don't want them to start getting washed out. Like if I'm scalping this, if I'm saying, whoa, look at this bullish like trending structure that's forming here. I'm not trying to let just to start like holding through this and saying like, oh well, it could get reclaimed. It's like, no, you're trading into this really bullish trending structure. You're wanting everything to be holding, and I'm just willing to cut and just look for something clean when I'm trading on the low time frames, right? So I'm usually trading them with 10 validation. Same reason I'm bailing on this on XRP from earlier in the live stream. For me, it's clean or GTFO. As soon as this is coming down, even if I'm not even at my entry yet, I'm just gonna cut. I'm not holding the grindy trending structure on this time frame. I trade on that time frame through even that. Yeah, I saw that. I wrote a whole thread clearly explaining I'd take profits if we reject it at 42 cents. Someone's just commenting here saying, and then one of the first comments were, so are you taking profits or not? Which is, I honestly don't know if some of these people are trolling or they are just dumb, and I don't want to block them if they're just dumb, because it's like maybe like they probably need, I can't tell. I actually can't tell. I just kind of assume people are serious most of the time, but I'm not saying that in a really mean way, but some people just say things. I'm just like, what? I actually looked at Bitcoin at the start of the stream. Okay, I know I was getting a lot of requests on Tau. But again, so this is like, it's such a good example because I cut out of this on the live stream up here, where you can look for these structures, but be disciplined with how you're trading them, like in terms of both sizing, in terms of invalidation, entries, whatever. Because the edge quickly disappears if you're just calling everything a trend line and you're trying to say like, well, at least let me get out at break even on a retest of the breakout, and then all of a sudden you just like round trip all the profits you made. Okay, I'll look at Tau. Cas though, you can see the difference here, right? This is just so bullish. I mean, Bitcoin generally taking some highs here. I think still bullish. Like I said, I'm long from lower. Peanut. I'm looking for this low to get taken. Might not get taken. I'm going to pull up a new chart here. This doesn't look particularly bullish to me. I mean, compare it to something like the CAS chart right now. That's at major resistance here, but structurally, I mean, this is a correction. There's maybe a bit of an idea in here worth looking at, but give me the deep wipeout here for now. Maybe look at this. I went over Litecoin. I have to share all these in the Discord as well. ADA still looking kind of bullish. Let's get rid of the ADA chart for now. And we'll go to Tau just because like 3 or 4 people requested it in a row. All right, so it looks like I charted it. Oh, I still like my idea. Probably the same people asking me right off the 786. Yeah. I mean, doesn't surprise me that this is what I would be interested in. Look at this clean kind of idea. All right. Yeah, this is still the idea, I think, right? Why look at anything else here? What was I circling here? I was just drawing some wavy stuff. Lots of nice confluences there. I mean, obviously, these lows want to be scalpable, but they're almost a little suspicious here. Probably local GP. Gotten some reactions off them so far. I mean, this is clearly support until it breaks. I mean, you could just say like, well, do I want to put on some risk here? You know, come take these lows, reclaim them. Probably get stopped out. If not, maybe you let it run. But I like this idea personally. Come retest these. I can just see. I've already charted this. I didn't send an alert though. Ascending structure, descending structure, retest, GP, retest these levels, take these lows. Maybe a weekly candle low in there. And again, for me, it's not about, I can't trade everything, right? I can't trade everything all the time. I can't look at every 5-minute chart. Like sometimes it's like with the XRP idea or the Doge idea. I have a really bullish idea that I'm really trading towards, and I want to look in the low time frames, add into that idea, trade towards that idea. But like, I can't have that execution and thesis with 5,000 coins every day. And so some of this stuff, like I won't know what the hell's going on with it, right? I'll set some alerts. If I get that set up, I might come and trade the chart. But I'm not looking at it every day. I don't know if the chart starts looking like, you know, the XRP chart right before the impulse, big rounded, grindy, bullish structure. So this would be an example. This looks so bullish, rounded, grindy, bullish structure, and it fails, right? So it's not like every time that happens, we're going to go straight up. Have to use risk management. So quite a nice series of pumps, though. I mean, these aren't inconsequential. Like 18, 20% off the first leg of this. Yeah, I'll probably still look at that on town. Dude, look at BTC. BTC, please. I'm long from 88.8K, looking for 97K. I've already looked at Cas. Man, I fucking hate people. Just to talk. This is... I want to go like literally update through update on Tesla here. All right. I'm not going to though, but I know this person. I mean, I'm assuming they're trolling me, but this guy says, "What about your Tesla? LOL, pretty bearish, dude. The whole year just to be bullish for a week." All right, you fucking loser. I long Tesla here. The peak of bottom, holding for this high here. These are literally the only charts I posted. I said I'm looking for this into this ascending structure. Hey, look. Do we recognize this for bullish ideas? Tesla went straight up 77, 80, 90% from the lows. I shorted here. And we went straight down 30%. I took profits here. I did a post about why I would just look to take profits. We did in fact get a rejection off the retest. I posted right here and said major crossroads here for Tesla, intersecting the ascending descending trend line. Obviously get very bearish. If we break it down, it could be pretty bullish if we break it up. But this is the fucking point with these fucking losers. You could literally long this for a 100% move, short this, take profits here for a 40% move, and because you had an idea, a bearish idea, and price went up, they'll come into your comments every day for a year off of that. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter literally what you do. There's people that will talk about winning trades where you printed Pico bottom, Pico top short, take profits, winning trades, and they'll come in and say, LOL, remember that time that you thought Tesla could go lower? I've had people tell me I've shorted something and been bearish on something that went down 83%, and my target at the time was 87% away, and they're like, LOL, it only went down 83%. You thought it was going to go down 87, you idiot? Too bearish. Actually, I think that is the guy from Mexc. LOL, he's a trader, but he was bearish all the way for everything, dude. There are people that do not trade hourly or daily. I'm talking about his low T charts. I literally was not bearish all the way, by the way. I was bullish here to here on Tesla. Literally Pico bottom to Pico top with that idea back here. I was bearish at this high, which we had a... I literally said, that's my short trigger here on Twitter. I posted this as well. So. And as far as Bitcoin goes, literally was looking like I could just go through these updates of literally looking for from here this, and the only part, and trading around this idea for shorts, for longs, longing up into this, shorting into this, and then getting this part of the chart wrong for a short. Literally long here saying, hey, look at this idea. Long up into this, short into this, getting this wrong, and then flipping bullish here. And saying, my short idea is invalidated, taking this high. I think makes sense to have bullish ideas. And people will say you were wrong the entire year because you were bearish for this section of the chart. And you just flip long. And you also had longs on alts from the bottom as your hedge against all bearish ideas. You know, there's a part of me that wants to, let's go up here for a second. Here, let's do this for fun. Let's go to my Bitcoin high time stream channel. Didn't get everything right, I won't lie, but I don't update it very often, so we'll be able to see exactly what I thought. This is what I was sharing on Twitter, so let's do it. I do delete from here as my thesis changes, but generally just keep the general ideas in here. Like I delete... We'll see some deleted messages. I can explain what those are. But this is when we are making the this major high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking for this type of structure. First day we're making the all-time high at 73,000, right? First day. And I'm just saying, looking for something here. This is the types of correction. So I'm talking about the all-time high correction the day we made the all-time high. I say, I don't know what it's going to be. We could have a sharp correction. We could have a prolonged, a complex correction. It could be something like this. We end up getting, obviously, a complex correction, right? I shorted 73K, the all-time high, targeting where? $59,000, $60,000. Where did we reject from this day? I got trolled the shit out of, by the way, for that idea. Everyone thought it was insane. This is on the Pico high here. I shared this all on Twitter, March 14th. Shorting this. But this is just the annoying thing. People say you were bearish the entire year. They're so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. Shorted here, targeting into the lows, 60K, 59K. Everybody's just like, LOL, you're gonna get wrecked. After, by the way, longing everything into this. Up into the all-time highs. As far as bearish ideas go, well, I'm gonna start looking for this, the big harmonic idea. If you follow me, you understand. But, was I bearish straight to the harmonic target even here? Nope. I said, hey, I said there's not too much to put a lot of stock in here, but I decided I want to share this. What I'm doing is I'm simply visualizing what the timing of a channeling downtrend will look like. By the way, this is 6 months ago. Into these deep levels. I think it might be helpful just to mark out the key intersections and be aware of the major ideas within the context of a move like this. We know it's very unlikely price will go straight to 42K if that harmonic idea plays out. So I like to imagine what PA like that might actually look like on the chart. And what am I looking at here? So even though I'm looking for a harmonic down to 42K, at the range lows, I'm looking for an impulse up to 67K back in July. And a channeling downtrend to start, okay? With a move to 50K. A move back up for another lower high. And so I'm looking to trade this. Now, what do I get on the chart? Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Here, this is 6 months ago. Looking for the move up into the point of control, the lower high, looking for the move down, take the 50K. Big reaction here, up into this level. And I even did a whole post explaining the whole thought process here. By the way, this is what we got. Updating this is what we got. Looking for the big move up, the channeling structure. This is me without changing anything here. Take the lows, take the highs, take the 50K lows, take the lower high. And so the whole point is here is you can have the entire structure here about as clean as you could possibly want it and get one section of the chart wrong and then just immediately flip your bias, and you're going to get trolled by people like this saying you're bearish the entire way. You know, what are you really supposed to do in this situation when you're here? I just want to put this all into context here. When you're here on the chart, one, you short this down to this. Lots of ideas here. When you're here on the chart and you're looking for the 42K idea, but you're saying, I'm not looking to go straight there. Looking to take the low, come up, push back up into the 67K high. So you're trading around all of this, right? You're not even bearish here. You're have bullish ideas for long up into here, bearish ideas for shorting into the 50K level, looking for the big reaction off the level. Push up into the 63, 64K level into the trending structure. Back up into the point of control. And then you basically, and then even here, by the way, just pointing out, was just looking for this here. The idea of putting in the fake out for up here, take out the lows, put in the higher low, get a move up through these highs. Was my thesis here, bullish up into these highs and just bearish here. And then you'll literally have people in your comments for a year straight because of this. Let's go back into the Discord, posting this idea, explaining the whole concept of this, explaining the really bearish thesis, the range idea for the short, the intermediary price action, and then having to invalidate the idea. So here, wait, where'd I put the yeah, here at 70K. So we're pushing through. With the more bullish idea, is that getting invalidated? I also got trolled for this, by the way. As soon as as soon as I posted I was flipping bullish at 70K, people were like, LOL, flipping bullish at the top of the range after getting stopped out on short. Now we're gonna go straight to 40K. Tell me you're a noob without telling me you're a noob. Things like that. But whatever, you can never win with people. I wish I could find the entire. I mean, I know where it is up here, but I put it in the medium time frame channel. This was the idea here, by the way, the higher low. So, I mean, I printed trades up into my short as well, and my short didn't work. My short thesis didn't work. But I already know. Let's just go up here. Could have also taken profits on some of those initial shorts. They did print, but I was holding them as swings, so it's going to happen. It doesn't matter. I posted it all on Twitter. Just being trolled a little bit. You know, I'll say this. It's not just that I'm being trolled. Like people say, don't let them get to you. I'll just be honest. It is like negativity is always going to be louder, I think, than positivity. But I just showed everybody my updates in the Discord. And I do get a lot of love in the Discord. I'll be honest. I do get a lot of love. But let's put it this way. There's 1,000 people in the Discord seeing my updates every day. On Twitter, I'll talk about these ideas I'm trading, how I'm trading towards them. I'll have people saying, you're changing my life, I've 10x my accounts, blah, blah. I appreciate all of that. But I'm just saying the reason it gets to me is because then the only comment on my post, when I have 1,000 people saying they're 10xing, not everyone's 10xing their account, but I have all these people messaging me, 1,000 people watching every update. The only comment on my tweet is, this guy's never won a trade before. I mean, like, there's like zero, I don't know. It's just like, no one else is going to defend you. No, I think there's a lot of, it's just, if it was me and I was in my Discord, I would be like, I don't know. I think I'd be in the comments, but. I know there are some, maybe just everyone's running their own paid group out of my Discord. They have like their small paid group, so they can't interact with me because they're posting the trade. I know there's like 5 paid groups that are just members of my Discord. But they can't keep up with me, that's their problem. They're like, fuck, I was sleeping. Does this guy ever sleep? Well, it's essentially someone calling you a liar, right? You post something and they're basically saying, you're lying. You've never won a trade. Like the only comment on there says, you've never won 4 months in your Discord. 0 trades have ever hit TP. 100% stopped out. Just like, I mean, obviously someone's trolling me. Obviously, but it's just, it shouldn't be possible to have like a stadium's worth of people watching you put on literally a professional 20-year trader's dream week of trading and just have 0 reaction from 1,000 people. It's like so much apathy to me, or just, and I think what it is I think what I do is I make it just too fucking easy for people. I that's my biggest concern, is that people can't learn because I just do everything for them. Like literally everything. Um, I mean, I almost just want to show this as well because it kind of just annoys me just thinking about it. I'm gonna show it. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna rant. It's literally like the most annoying thing I've ever experienced in the moment it happens. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm just gonna share it. All right, because it's just kind of funny. All right, so I shared this entire. I'm gonna talk about this because it's just too funny. All right, and we get to see some of these structures, and we get to see a trade that I totally whiffed. Obviously, if you've been following me for a while, you know I did a whole live stream. I took the big swing short on whiff at $3, and we obviously had a big drawdown back to $2, right? 30% plus move to the downside. So I explained that I want to use this whiff short as an opportunity to demonstrate hedging. Many people have expressed they find it difficult to sit in a swing position. One tool that can be helpful is hedging key support. I hedged the peak of bottom, right? Like I literally, I'm going to pull up the whiff chart here because this is, and maybe we'll look at whiff actually as well. I'm going to go quick on this, but I mean, this is my live stream. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. It's not hard to imagine why I wanted to hedge this. This was my hedge long on whiff. 143% straight up. Do I wish? Now, of course, all anyone's going to talk about is like, you shorted whiff. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I shorted literally the Pico top at this high for 30%. I still have some of this long open, but a very small amount of it. I've taken almost everything off of it. And I took a lot off here, like 70%. Into this first 30% move. But anyways, not hard to imagine. Why would I want to hedge long here? It's the exact same setup that I'm looking at these time frames. Do I wish I'd been a little bit more bullish and held this as well? I guess I can't catch every 400% move, whatever, right? But anyways, I even had the Pico bottom long set up on whiff. But I took the short. I said these are the two structures I want to long. I longed here into this. This printed perfectly, by the way. And this. These are the two ideas. $2, this trending structure. And I'm going to keep my swing short running into the lows. I might even add to it. So I just explained I'm going to write a whole thread. So anyways, as the first level comes into play, I came in and I wrote an entire... First, I took the whiff hedge long here at $2.05. I'm updating every step of the move. I've been asked this. Just understand. Try being me. Try being me for a second. I'm doing everything. Everything like you couldn't even ask for somebody to do any more if you beg them. And then no one would even be capable of doing any more. No one would be capable. All right. So I get my long trigger. I've been asked many times why you can't just long a level like this, blah, blah, waiting for the long trigger, one set up, trade reaction, blah, blah, you'll find yourself. Got my long trigger off to sleep. So I'm Pico bottoming the long. There's the update. I literally give the idea at the all-time high. I update the ideas coming as the price is approaching. And I update that I've taken the long right there as I've taken the long. And I say, that's what I like to wake up to. Price is just impulse straight up, right? Approaching my TP1. So then I have the bright idea, the good idea. People are really grateful for this. I'm being a little facetious here. They're really grateful for this thread, by the way. And I said, now I'm going to explain the approach of hedging, how it protects you against bear scenarios, it protects you against bullish scenarios. In the bear scenarios, I have all of my, and the pros and cons of doing everything, okay? And I just do a comprehensive breakdown of all of this. And I explained that I said there's no case where closing our swing short early or even taking profits early is optimal in the bearish scenarios. So I have two levels drawn out here. The level I'm hedged from, taking these highs, which is marked my TP1, breaking down this trend line, adding to the shorts here, and then hedging long here at the $2 level, which was our Pico bottom, okay? I say the most optimal performance in the most bearish case actually requires adding short risk on the way down, not removing it. Hedging is the only way, or full full shorts to deep targets while even adding to them and still have a profitable outcome if bullish scenarios play out. So that's the whole idea. I'm explaining this is how I plan to win no matter what happens. And that's going to piss people off, but my shorts are going to make me money. My longs are going to make me money. And people will say, you were wrong. I'll say, well, I made money. So, and I posted exactly what I was going to do. So I explained the whole concept here. Explain, if price rejects adding to my short, this was the Pico top, second Pico top, hedging back here at $2. And I explained the pros and cons of everything. So I'm trying to help people understand this concept, right? This is why and how you're doing this. This is why you would be short from here but long from lower, so on and so forth. And the entire premise of hedging, I'm not going to go through the whole fucking thing again, okay? And then the drawdown. And I said, if all of this is too much for you, you're in profits right now. If you took that short, you're in profits. If you took the long, you're in profits. And you can't decide which cookie to eat, just eat one of them. Put your, remove the risk, whatever. I'm trying to explain how you can manage this. We take that high, TP1 target, whatever. And explaining that idea there, explaining the idea, that's the add to shorts. And then just refreshing people's memory because people do have the memory of a goldfish. All right, so this is just in the alt trades channel. And then, and then here's me printing on my CHZ short too, by the way. CHZ final short hit, I took that up above. That was another 30% move down. But so then, here's my next idea. My next idea on WIF. I haven't posted another thing. The all-time highs, the idea of hedging long here, taking profits here, adding to shorts here. Never posted another idea with the next idea. This is the Pico bottom before the 140% move. My next area of interest is approaching. Okay, so I update that's approaching. I updated that I was taking this trade in the other channel with the Mooding trade. I already showed that here. So the timeline here just isn't messed up. Hold on. I'll just find it just so I'm not lying here, that I'm just updating that I'm actually just taking that trade. You guys believe me, I'm sure, but here we are. All right, I was out. It is midnight for me. It's midnight. I've updated all the levels, explained all the reasons, done all of this. I'm updating that the level is approaching. I'm updating now that my Mooding level's hit, and I'm updating that I'm taking the WIF long at the Pico bottom of the move. Same here with WIF. I have multiple shorts running, and hedging here is important to me, if not taking profits on shorts. So I'm taking the hedge long, right? The next day, it's the weekend, but we impulse straight up. It's been fun, but the WIF long is a hedge for my Pico top swing short. Looking to take some profits here. We have a slight rejection. Glad I took some profit, and obviously the rest is history. This was a 30% straight up rally, but we went up 140%. But either way, got profits off my shorts, got profits on my longs, left some of the longs running. I post this thread on Twitter explaining how I traded this, showing it. I talked about some of this on Livestream. The only comment I got from my member was this. The only comment was, yeah, of course, but you posted 30 trades a day on WIF. Of course, one of them is going to work. That's the only comment I got from a member. I literally Pico top shorted, long this, shorted this, long updated every single thing. The only idea I talked about, explaining everything in detail, and the only comment I get from a member out of 1,000 people in here is, yeah, of course, one of your trades is going to work when you posted 30 ideas a day on WIF. It's hard to follow what you're doing. So I talked about this in here. This is one of the few comments I've received. If you post 30 different scenarios each day in the Discord, one of them probably is going to play out. It's very hard to keep track of the endless possibilities. When I posted this idea of posting what I just showed you, right? And so the point is, it's literally, you can do exactly what happens. Show exactly. I just showed you. It's exactly what happened. And when somebody is not in that long, the only comment somebody will have is that you just posted 30 different random. Wait, did I just add the term random? Must have done that's like 30 different possible scenarios. But anyways, I'm like, and so it just makes me think like, does anyone even read this stuff? Like, what is going on? Why am I even doing this? Sometimes that's how I feel, honestly. When I literally Pico bottom, Pico top, everything, and so I just reposted. How could I have done it? One idea, the Pico top and Pico bottom of everything, updating every level as it comes, every level as I'm entering. The only ideas I'm trading, and somebody says 30 possibilities. It's hard to keep track. It's like, how? It's just the same chart, and it's the only comment I get, right? Lots of interactions in the Discord, but almost no member will ever comment on my Twitter. I'm not sure why. It's been that way for years. But anyways, so this is my Discord. The members inside are really grateful, but my Twitter is kind of a wasteland, I think. But whatever. So anyways, it's not just about the negativity, like I say, it's just the disparity. And then it's just the only comment being something like that, and it doesn't, in my view anyways, it's like blasphemy. It's like the exact opposite of what I'm doing. Just posting 30 random ideas on Whiff every day, surely obviously one of them will work. It's like, how is that what I did? And of course, me defending myself, people were like, it looks like you're really defensive. Obviously, they're onto something. All right. I don't care. You guys do whatever you want. I'm going to keep printing. I've shared live P&Ls. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I mean, you don't have to be too bright to figure this out. Sharing how much money you're making in crypto is like the most stupid thing you could ever do. Figure it out, right? And as far as people, like, the only thing you need to be worried about is how much money you're making. If you want to go through and read the members' testimonials, like, and this is actually not even like the point's really important here, because somebody could be a great trader and not be able to translate any of that to a student, right? Like, generally speaking, it's gonna be really difficult to just copy trade somebody. Like, they're posting an idea and you to trade it. There's a lot of concepts that have to go into that, and so I think what I'm doing in the Discord is pretty unique, because I have literally hundreds of testimonies of people trading for years, never having profitable even months, and completely becoming consistently profitable, right? So, and not only doing that, using the ideas I'm sharing and all the educational materials, and then becoming completely independent traders and just trading all their own ideas, and members here for years and years and years. So it's like, to me, that's success. It wouldn't, nobody would take it as a valid excuse if my members' testimonies, instead of looking at how they do, I have some tweets too that you can go through and read all of these. It's just unbelievably positive. Like, I've even blasted on Twitter, hey, if you're a member, leave a comment. 40 testimonies of, like, it's basically life changing, not a single negative review. And the point is, and why is that important? Because people could say, oh, you just delete negative reviews. I can't delete the ones on Twitter. I'm sure there's going to be people watching this live stream that'll go troll me and leave negative reviews on those now. But before I said this, there was 40 reviews and not a single negative one. But and I appreciate people taking the time to do that. But the point is this: if my reviews instead just look like everybody saying literally didn't help me at all, no profitability, no change in my trading, no breakthrough, just kept losing money, and then I just flash P&L and say, well, get good. I'm I'm a profitable trader. Get good. Not my problem. And they say, well, he is a profitable trader, so just, you're in the right place. It's like, no, just, it's not so easy to translate that to people. It literally wouldn't matter to the member, right? So it's not good enough for me just to be profitable. My members have to have success. That's why they're there. And me being profitable isn't equal to them having success. So it's an extra step, and that's why I do a lot of extra steps. And so that's why I think what I do here is so special, is because of the impact it makes on members. So that's literally the only thing that matters to the member, is how much money they're making, how much progress they're making. Cast still printing. You guys like these rants? I don't know how to explain it, why it annoys me. I know the members don't owe me anything. Like, there's literally people who've been here, for 2 years as members, a year, 2 years, and never have said a word. They're just in here. I know they're there because I see them, and they're as members. Never said a word in chat. I've never heard from them. They just stay members. Obviously, I've heard from a few of those people say, hey, I've never talked to you, but just want to let you know, changed my life. It's been an amazing year. Looking forward to the next one. It's like, and so, yeah, they're here. They're doing their thing. That's fine. I just think it just kind of feels like, I don't know why it annoys me sometimes. I think it annoys me because, I don't know. I think I've explained it. Doesn't matter. Always got to be wary of these little rejections, but nothing particularly bearish here. The order flow maybe come back down even for this trend line to the New York Open, but I'd like to see just higher coming off these big bullish divs, whether now or later. We'll see. Probably just round trip this back to entry, if rather than take profits here. But man, this would have been sick. Not to have this as a hedge. I mean, the bullish idea here is just so, look how strong these trending structures are. So this is the other setup, guys. For me, GP into trend line. That's why I wanted to hedge here on WIF. It's a timing intersection, a level intersection. I mean, this was my big ad on Doge. Into this. Really strong idea. GP into trend line. I mean, I have the idea from here. I said, like, if we push up into these highs, come back into the trend line, GP. I talked about this on the live stream as well, by the way, here. But, you get this nice pullback, 20%. It's such a clean idea. You're going to find it on charts everywhere, all time frames. That's why I have it on this Litecoin chart from earlier. Don't want to ignore this trending structure into the GP. Look for the timing confluence. But, yeah, I mean, obviously I want to be the guy that I short this, long this, short this, long this, short this, long this, short this. And I just don't always hold them. But I had a lot of longs running. Yeah, in hindsight, you even feel a little goofy. I mean, I guess not really. Like this is a 30% straight up move. Maybe could have added here. Like taking profits into this. That was your target. You get a rejection there, kind of happy you took profits, and then price just goes straight up. I don't really know if there's too much more I want to look at. This is what I think everyone should be doing. They should get into Discord, whether members or public, and just be looking for this, spamming the channels for charts that look anything like they're starting to look like this. So like, you know, remember when I went through my updates on Doge, I just said like this big roundy, grindy structure just looks super bullish for an impulse. Anything's possible, but I mean, it looks really bullish. I was here, you know, back on XRP down here. I'm just saying grindy right from here, right? Identifying it even here, this grindy bullish uptrend. I want to go find that post. I just want to see how early I was identifying that, because it might be helpful. All right, so I'm identifying this here. I'm saying, that said, with this impulse, we're starting to get some of that rounded, grindy, impulsive structure that likes to form into strong continuation. So you can see it here, right? This grindy, rounded structure. And what I'm trying to do is I'm identifying that here. I'm identifying that this is the structure that is forming here, because you can imagine it. Right into that trend line retest. So getting long there and longing into this ascending grindy structure. And this was what all these trades were based off of from there on out. So if you can go into charts and find those types of structures, hey, this is looking like because you kind of want to identify them early. It takes a little bit of imagination though, and you're not always going to be right, but you know, look for signs of being wrong, obviously. You know, I would say it takes some experience maybe to identify it so early. But I think in a trending environment, that's the kind of structure you're really looking for on all time frames. You can see this was 5 days ago. You can go look at the XRP chart, 68 cents, testing that trend line. All time frames. Trending structures on all time frames. All right. Turn off replay mode. I got some kind of trolly comments that I was longing XRP down here too. Who's laughing now, bitch? We can just see, like, it's not just about the levels. Like, this is kind of interesting. I'm not going to take it. I like this down here. It's just structure, right? There's such a difference between this grindy for longing into highs. It's kind of hard. I don't know what the best way to describe it, because sometimes structures, like, people will be like, oh, look, it's like a rounded, it's a grindy uptrend or something, but it's really more, it's not. I like to use the term rounded because it kind of looks, it looks like a round on the chart to me, like a rounded impulsive bottom. Obviously, it changes with the time frame you're on as well, the look of it. It's pretty much grindy. Just looking for some inspiration. I kind of like fading some of this. I have a Bitcoin long, and I'm carrying longs from lower on a bunch of things. Mooding kind of getting blasted. Yeah, I don't know. Let me read the chat really quick. Yeah, I mean, when people say like don't let the haters get to you or ignore the haters or whatever, it doesn't get to me. Like, it's not gonna get to me in the sense that it changes anything I do. Just keep grinding and working and printing. It's just like I said, it's like blasphemy. It's like blasphemy. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like you can't do what I just did for 1,000 people and have the only person to publicly say a word about it be you haven't won a single trade. It's like it's just wrong. I don't know how to explain it. It just pisses me off so much. And I know it's not any individual member's fault that that's the only comment in there. It's just like, how is that the only comment after literally like God level trading? It's not really. There's a few people who have commented things, but basically, right? The only comment is literally just saying I'm a liar. I just went through everything here, but I don't know. All right, what do we do? I kind of just want to kind of chill till the New York Open, honestly. Cas is still just looking so bullish. I'm in some Cas trades. Just blasting the GP. It, you know, I said this was a bad week not to be a LATF member. That is definitely true. There's literally between XRP, CAS, and ADA, if you put $10 risk into each of these trades, you'd be up. It's going to be around $1,000. And the members have flashed their P&L cards. It's like 60R. This one with like a 4% stop is 20 plus R. CAS is blasting. It's not always like that every week. Like I always point out to people, I mean, this is the thing. This is, I don't know if people understand, like it's so hard to deal with people in terms of expectations, because their expectation is to just make a shit ton of money trading and but not know anything about trading and not go through any of the educational content. So for example, if you don't know anything about sizing, risk management, so let's just say you're risking $10 here to you know, make, let's just say you're closing here to make $15 or $150. So you size the risk $10 to make $150. This is 15R. Or, you know, you take the Doge trade, you're risking $10 to make $600. And maybe you have $1,000 trading account, right? So you're risking 1% per trade of your trading account. 1% is $10. So you risk 10 to make 600 in this case, or 10 to make 200. But they don't understand sizing, so they're risking, I don't even know. I mean, they're just over leverage, over risking. So you could win, you could have all these winners, and then you lose 2 trades in a row or 3 trades in a row after this, which you've just printed 80R, so you lose 3R, so you're up 77R. And the only time you will hear from these members, or this could be on Twitter too, but is the first time you lose 3 trades. And they'll be losing their shit. And it's like, well, and they'll be like, all you talk about is just risk management. Now you're wrong and you have nothing to say. It's like, watch all my videos on risk management, probabilities, all those things. I don't know. I want to help people, but there are times where I just get really frustrated with people. So for example, there's really stubborn people. I shouldn't even never mind. I'm not going to put a member on blast. But I'll just put it this way. A member came in, a brand new member, comes in, the first thing he's ever saying in chat, I'm sleeping, and it's basically just like, hey, you know, where's Lucky? I want updates from him. You know, it'd be really nice to get an update right now. Basically, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to take trades. And then the next update was, hey, should I be taking a long now? Or the next thing, something like that. I am kind of putting them on blast. I said, listen, the first thing you need to do is go through the educational content. Think about it from my perspective. I've thousands of people as members over the years, every single day doing this. It's not my first day. A new member joins. You think I haven't been spammed by people that don't know how to trade 1 million times and had the same conversation 10 million times and seen the same result 10 million times, thousands of times? So I just respond, go through the educational content, start paper trading, just start going through it all. Do not try to, if you don't understand if you should be taking a trade or not, you shouldn't be taking the trade. It's that simple. I mean, you need to know how to size your trades. You need to know all this basic stuff before we get into this. And he's saying, sorry that I asked questions. That's, man, I'm really putting him on blast. But the point is, the next day he comes in to one of the channels and he says, he responds to a new member who said, hey, I'm a new member, you know, whatever. He responds, welcome. Just make sure you don't ask any questions to anybody unless you have done 1,000 paper trades and know everything already there is to know about trading. But it's like, I just have such little time for that snark. I just muted him. I don't know if that's a good thing. But, and deleted that comment. Because it's like, listen, I don't want new traders every single day when I'm doing this much already. While I'm actively trading these ideas, like this is a pretty fucking volatile idea, volatile market. You're trying to update everything, being like, should I be taking a long? Asking me questions. Why would you long here? How sure are you this trade's gonna work? Are you confident in this trade? It's like, dude, just go through the educational content. It's your first day here, you know, chill. It's gonna be a long road. This is the worst live stream ever. I just have no desire to do anything on the charts here. I think it's because I just printed so much. It's like I kind of don't even. Like I just took the weekend off because I just printed all these long trades, and already I'm like, if I just traded all weekend too, so easy to trade all of this. Could just made so much more money. Take a nap, cost me 6 figures to sleep for 4 hours. Basically was up for a week straight. And still, we're in it. Yeah. I mean, but I don't, like this look quite bullish here. I don't think I'm wrong just to be looking for some of these deeper retracements for swing ideas. Come back and clean up these charts later. I think generally pretty patient person though. But I can definitely feel, some things annoy me a little more than usual. Maybe a little less patience for BS and can we just break out here? What? I'm gonna be we have a bit of a big bullish divergence forming, or a local bullish divergence forming on Bitcoin. New York opens in 3.5 hours, but I mean, hard to imagine we just range here for 3.5 hours. I can show you. I mean, there's a lot of fib confluences up at 100K. We have big bullish divergences. I mean, I'm longing towards something like this, but again, if we just, I'm long from lower. Well, I added to longs lower. No reason not to be long in my view off this big bullish divergence. But if we form this bullish market structure, more bullish divergences, just hold. But otherwise, looking to take profits into the 100K level. I just talked about this in the last live stream. Actually, it'd be kind of interesting. It'd be kind of interesting to see what aligns with that first week, like December 10th. Where's December 10th? That's kind of the timing confluence roughly, depending on what happens with Doge. I'm not going to get too caught up on it. Between December 8th and 10th. I mean, this is our local GP there, here. Where's our weekly post low here? I'll mark out a couple levels here. I mean, I like that it just, I mean, probably got along that, right? Like the impulse here, if we have the big rejection, you got to imagine gonna get a reaction there. Maybe look for TP1 and continuation, but I probably got along any sweep and reclaim there. This is kind of interesting though on the monthly close. Reclaim of the POC. This weekly candle, no wick. Just straight up. Or I mean a slight wick at 80K. I think I still just like, I mean, what are you going to do? You break down to here, got to take that trade too. break down, reclaim. You know, long from here, look for the impulse to the upside. Taking profits on a sign of weakness. Probably not going to short it, but if there's something really crazy and compelling to short, might take it. Looks like there maybe be a little parallel structure here. Probably not moving that slow. It just depends. We have to see where the rejection is. Like, it's sort of hard to chart anything relevant here for retracements, for whatever. I mean, there's ideas around 100K, but we have to see a high come in and a rejection and maybe pull some levels from there. But this would be this daily candle low up to 100K. Our GP aligns with these lows, and there is a trending idea on the low time frames. I mean, it's kind of ambitious to call that the uptrend, but Bitcoin did get the live stream curse here. As soon as you get live, price just stops moving. That's just the rule. Yeah, I personally, I like this kind of idea. Probably not even put this parallel channel on here. Might not hurt to have it, but get an impulse and maybe a sharp correction. I'm already long from this morning. The thing is that I'll just say this to members watching this. My little rant here is I don't necessarily know what everybody's thinking. I really think I don't even know if above and beyond is the right word. It's just like you kind of are like, man, this has got to be pretty cool. Be a member here. I'm putting in a lot of work. Blah blah. And then this like the only comment you get, you're like, oh, fuck you guys. Because you don't really know, right? It's like, are people retarded? Do they know what's going on? Are you really just doing all these updates for 5 people? Everyone else is just confused. Do I need to do some deep self-reflection, completely change how I'm doing everything? Maybe less is more. I mean, this doesn't look so bad, does it? Yeah, I kind of like, give us the impulse to 100K, maybe some chop chop. This would be so nice. This is what I'm trading around. If we just break out of 100K, hopefully I can hold my long higher. If I take profits and we break up higher and I don't get a long, same thing. Just going to find new longs. We had big bullish divs and all of this. Maybe we'll have big bullish divs and more consolidations to the upside. Maybe we just keep going up. I'm not opposed to it. But for now, looking for something like this for continuation. Why overcomplicate it? Probably more opportunities on just kind of the day-to-day on altcoins, frankly. Putting on some reasonable spots on Bitcoin is something I'm always going to be looking to do, but I mean, I'm not saying fuck you guys generally to all the members. I know it's I know, like it's like it's like 99.9% positive. You just don't hear from a lot of people, right? And you kind of, when you land a triple backflip on with one leg on a pogo stick on the back of a motorcycle, kind of expect like at least a little clap from the audience, right? Not a, you fucking suck. Wouldn't mind. Maybe I'll just do a quick little review of order flow here. It's just the local bullish divergence. Just some selling getting absorbed here. 27 million, 19 million. Just massive bullish divergences, which is why I'm willing to long these higher low ideas. Every one of these has been printing. Big massive bullish divergence printing. There's huge ones here as well before this impulse. Local ones here. Big bullish divergences here. This is the biggest one in this uptrend. It's the kind of thing, this is what I've been explaining in the Discord the last few days. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a strong uptrend, is these big bullish divergences forming and holding on higher lows. I mean, if you're gonna long locally with local invalidation, this is just like the perfect reason to do it. It doesn't mean it has to work. You use risk management, but what do you expect to see out of this? Another impulse to the upside. Where's that going to come in? I don't know. I mean, 100K seems like it's a big psychological level. Might we just blast through it? Well, yeah, maybe, and hopefully I can just hold my long through there. I can only say so much about like predicting what's going to happen up here. Let's just see. But do I think higher? I mean, off these divergences, yeah, I think it's likely. Wouldn't be the first time bullish divergences haven't played out, or we've made a new low before they have, but again, it's just bullish divergence after bullish divergence since the breakout, so. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream here, guys. Go relax a bit till New York Open, and I'll talk to you later.